Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. Wayne Anderson, justbe.me. So, I always like to talk about what programs or paradigms that I am really feeling into at the moment. The last few weeks, it's been feeling into 3D masculine energy. So, I don't want to name it toxic masculine energy because I don't feel that serves anything. But there's a difference between 3D masculine energy and 5D masculine energy. So I'm just going to list the differences. That's probably the easiest thing to do. Now, this isn't anything to do with gender because we both hold masculine and feminine energies within us. It's nothing to do with gender. So this isn't beating up men, but you will experience this in your relationships. So for some reason at the moment, all you the astrologers out there, if it's planetary alignment, that's how allowing us to see this more clearly. But the last few weeks, I've been feeling it and experiencing it very clearly. So the negative aspect. So, we are living in a dualistic world at the moment until we can see everything in its purpose, which is 5D, which is unity consciousness or oneness, or whereas the 3D perspective, it's got a negative and a positive aspect. So I'm just going to go through the 3D aspect. So negative, so 3D unbalanced masculine energy would be violence, defensiveness. So when I say violence as well, sometimes it can be energetic violence. So even a verbal attack is still energetic violence. So anything that oppresses another person is still a form of energetic violence. So defensiveness, attacking, ridicule, admonishing anyone, making them feel beneath you, or so there's a hierarchical system, and that the belief that your values and your ethics are better than another person's. So placing yourself on that great big pedestal as well as everyone else is beneath. Emotionless, which is such a shame. I mean, this is why we couldn't manifest toffee in 3D, because we use our emotions for manifestation. So if we are taught to not feel, oh, you're being a girl, or you're being silly if you're feeling, or you're crying, or you're displaying your emotions, basically what they are actually doing is nipping off your creative abilities. So feel all day long, because then that will help you manifest. Not acknowledging feedback from self or others. Now, this is quite a little bit of a narcissistic energy, isn't it? When you have no level of self awareness, it means there's no transformation, there's no moving forward, you're just going to stay stuck. So, and also accountability, because feedback from self for others gives us accountability. So, can you see where all these paradigms are kind of like showing up in our world today? In our leadership, you can see kind of a lot of these aspects in there. But there is some positive, male aspects as well, like actioning. If you can manage to connect to divine energy, and then bring that into action, men have got a beautiful getting stuff done ability, which is amazing. Otherwise, stuff won't get done. Women get stuff done as well, but men are one task orientated. Their mind works just on a different level to women. And again, it's celebrating uniquenesses and similarities, and not just dissing, the differences. So men are one goal orientated. So they will have something in their mind, and they will do anything to complete it. It's just the way they are. Because they're pickled in, their hormonal testosterone, and that's just how it works. And then women are pickled in estrogen, and we are multitaskers. So we have several goals that, that will be in our orientation that day. So hence we do use more energy. So if you think of us as energetic beings, we do use more energy because well, we're just tasking. We're just, there's so much thought that has to go into the multitasking before you even do the task. So if you were working side by side with a man doing the same thing, you would need more rest, because while you're actually doing that same thing, you're thinking about, well, what am I going to make for tea tonight? I've got to pick the kids up. I'm thinking about somebody else's emotional stability. There's so many things that you are multitasking on it, whereas a man is goal orientated. He's just thinking about task in hand. So he can put all the energy just into that one goal, which is, is beautiful. So how we can support one another as men and women. So, polishing egos. So, we have agreed, um, the female energy to polish the ego of a masculine energy. And this is how it's been created in a very male orientated world. The tribal attitude, so men being together, helps uphold that energetic man's world. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with this, I'm not judging any of this. It's just to know how these structures are working, because if we want to evolve as a human race, if we know what we've been in, then we can choose to either remain in it, or we can choose to move forward and have a different experience. So if you're over the old, meaning I've got the t-shirt, the DVD, the video, the mug, and all the merchandise, and I'm so done with it, I'm kind of like, I'm ready to skip it and give it to charity, then it's kind of like, right, well, what's new? So it's kind of like, if you can see the old, then you can choose to bring in the new. So unfortunately, it's like, many of you ladies out there, bless you, if you're feeling like you've needed to back off from your beautiful male counterpart, then intuitive, you've been getting out of the line of attack, so to speak, because you will be finding your voice. You will feel safer to be finding your voice. You'll be feeling safer to vocalize. And it's interesting how that's a beautiful male energy as well. That if you're feeling safer to vocalize, then that's coming from men with accountability, who are more evolved and are giving you the opportunity to speak your truth. However, there's always falling off the bike every now and again. So you could prompt something that the man doesn't emotionally like, because don't forget, they've been prompted not to feel. So if they're feeling something they're not liking, then they're going to be reactive to that, because it's unusual for them to be in such a state of emotional awareness. So it's all change. It's all change. It's all beautiful, even though it may feel difficult. So you may be kind of like in environments where you may be male heavy, and it may feel quite intolerable at the moment, because you may be holding an energy that is literally going to challenge it. And you will be attacked for it. So as a woman, if you've been in an environment and you've been attacked for it, you'll feel it in the ears, that you'll lose your hearing a little bit, so fear of attack. You may have had a chest infection, larynx, pharynx will come up. Um, so that's a sign that you know that you've been attacked by challenging the man's world, unfortunately. Um, Also, as well, we contract to the men, like, oh, how are you feeling, dear? Da, da, da. And we make ourselves responsible for how they feel, because if they're feeling uncomfortable, then it gets a little bit, as I've previously described, violent, attacking. They'll cut you off from wanting to speak in. So solar plexus, check in with solar plexus this month, because if this energy starts to become unbalanced, then solar plexus are going to be out. Solar plexus digestive system. So if you're feeling sick, then there's obviously a situation that you want to get out of, diarrhea. It'll take you away from the situation, because it'll literally lock you in the bathroom, so to speak. So watch out for digestive systems. sinuses, something stinks. So you know at a subconscious level that something is just feeling off. So your sinuses will come off. So just look out for the 3D masculine energy as opposed to 5D masculine energy. I'm sure there'll be more information that I might receive upon this, and I'll share it with you as soon as I get it. So, but wherever you are right now is to wanna in this ascension is to honor wherever it is that you are right now. Um, and it's like riding a bike. There'd be some days where you're on it and you're flying, and some days that you may fall off. That's fine. Get back on your bike. Let's do it. Let's keep doing this. We've got this. All of us, humanity. So love to all men and women and all genders and transgenders and anyone who wants to um, experience life as just in a different energy. Take my hat off to you, because then you've got an eye in both worlds with better perspective, so you would be somebody to respect and speak to. So all my love to all of you out there. Take care. Bye.